what was the original and what is the new, right? I mean, because it will
Yeah,
be changed.
yeah,
So if you have a
Maybe
table as it is,
yeah.
yeah. One
and
additional thing
then
I want to add here.
Hmm.
Suppose there are simple cases where suppose we have a column like first name and last name as two columns, and I but user want to see the column together as a full name, right? So table level we don't basically create an extra column for with calculation and then do it. So creating a view gives additional like help for us. Like we can do that those calculations at view level, and that way we can propose it to the user for consumption.
No, that
I
is
will.
agreed.
that
The
is true.
question
Okay,
is, that
Ramana.
is agreed. The question is,
Yeah, yeah, that is
we
agreed.
have
Yes.
one view that we are going to be using for consumption. For example, I want to connect three tables, join, perform aggregation, perform filtering. Anyway, one view, at least one layer of view I will create. Here the question is, before that view layer, should there be another view layer where every single table has one view? So I have business partner, one view, sales order, one view, sales order item, one view. And then only those views I'll be using in my consumption view as a join or union, everything.
Yes, yes,
So I,
yes. Basically, it's good practice to have always a base view with the table directly accessed into it, and the consumption is always to be another view, like
so we
higher
will
order view,
discuss
like
this in a later session. Yeah. So
okay, yeah.
we will go into a later session where we compare the layer reporting architecture, and there I will get inputs from all of you because most of you are very experienced. So we will share all our experience. But for now, yeah, let's hold that question.
By the way, for everyone, there is a very good guidance document from SAP also. If you can download and read it, it's very good.
Yeah, share the link in the chat, please.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. So now I have activated or deployed this view. So now we can click the view also and we can do a data preview. But yeah, it's a one-to-one exposure. So there is nothing is going to change. So my table and my view now will show the same data. Now the question is, see here in this viewer, it's a little bit different. So in the table viewer, yeah, we had only certain different buttons. So we had this export CSN and everything. But here we have one peculiar button or one very useful button, which later we will actually use. So that is view as a user, right? So why this is helpful is because when you are creating data access control, you might want to test it actually. So I might have a user who has only access to certain data, and then I might have another user who has access to certain data. And traditionally, it was very difficult to test these things, right? So you have to keep multiple Chrome browsers in incognito mode or something, and then you have to log in at different users, and you will be confused between switching screens and so on. But now they have made it easier, so you can select a particular user. For example, I'll select one user and then say view. Then what happens is basically I am viewing the data as if that person is viewing it. So far now we have not set any permissions, any restrictions. So we will both will use the same thing. But yeah, this is one important button we will again see when we talk about data access control and so on. So that's one of the difference in the viewer. In when we are creating the table, that viewer uh, doesn't have this functionality, but when we are creating this view in this viewer we have this particular functionality. Okay, and coming back, so here we were talking today about tables, views, and then the persistence of the views, right? So now you think like we are going to create a view that is combining data from multiple sources and the performance is poor. So the reporting side, maybe from SSE report or Power BI, the users are saying that the reports takes so long for us for it to load. So the one solution that you can give is that view that is being consumed, you can persist that view. So here we have an option for data persistence. So you can say, yes, I want to persist. So I say yes. And then what happens? This view is now materialized, meaning this view is also stored as a table in the database, and the data will be loaded at batches. Like I have to schedule them and say when the data has to be loaded. But yeah, for now, it will do one-time persistence. So that job, if you want to see, you can click the monitor and it will take you to the monitor and it is showing completed. Right, so I can see that, okay, so there are 40 records and then it is using 0.01 gib. So now I think everywhere they have started using this precise measurement. Only in some places I still see the old MB and GB. Now everywhere it is MIB, gib, and gib and all that, right? So this is just precise way of measuring things. Okay, so now we have persisted. That is not going to, it will solve the performance problem, but it is introducing a new problem that if you don't schedule this now, all the real-time updates in the table will not be visible to the reporting users because they are seeing this materialized view. And to illustrate that, maybe what we will do is we will go to the table and we'll create some new data, and then let's see in the views preview how that works out. So I have the table. Let's open the table in new tab.
So Ram, while you're doing that, maybe again I'm asking question which is ahead of time, but these two records which you will be entering, it's like a change data record, right? So I'm sure now DataSphere will cover that if there is a new record in the table, automatically that change is being pulled through a task chain or something. Before it didn't used to do, but now is it doing or no?
You mean delta capture, right?
Yeah, delta capturing. Automatic. I mean, one is like you schedule every morning, let's say that.
Yeah.
Just,
So we have both
one way is
schedule and
like,
replication. So it is through replication, it will
yeah,
automatically, it will keep scanning and then it will automatically pull the new records. Yeah, it is handled in DataSphere. Yes. Okay, so let's go to data editor. And let's duplicate one of these records. And I lost the duplicated record. Okay, here it is. Okay, so now I'll save this. Now you see the business partner has 41 records, right? So maybe even I'll put their email addresses. Account. So that's easy for me to identify. Okay, so now we have 41 records. Let's go back to the previewer here and then let's preview.
we need to refresh the browser for that change to reflect, or change refreshing the table will work.
My tab got stuck. So
okay.
I don't know why what happened there. Oh, okay. Because I deployed the table, I didn't make only the data change. I made a structural change. So it is now saying that you made it warned me saying that you have made a structural change. I made one item as the key, then only the data editor will allow us to edit. So that's the structural change. Okay, so now you see here 41 records are reflecting in the table. And now let's go to the view. Forty-one records are reflecting. Okay, so now if you go to the monitor, this is the point like which we were discussing, right? So previously, only by schedules you will get the entire data, right? So now what happens is in HANA, if you know, there is this kind of so let's cover this later. So today I have only 30 minutes to cover this Khan scheduling. Okay. So now, coming to the persistence. So now if you see here, the new records are not persisted yet, right? So I can refresh it and I can show it again. There is no run. It is still only persisting the 40 records. But if I go to my view, yeah, if you don't want to jump directly, if you want to monitor everything, then under the data builder, we have the monitor. That's where we will monitor the remote tables, local tables, and different things. Yeah, but in general, from the object itself, you can directly jump. But yeah, if you want to see everything at one place, then this is the place. So this is the view we persisted basically. So here also it will show the number of records and the last run date. But yeah, what I wanted to show is, so let me create another view. Like we were discussing the view layering, right? So let's assume that we already created the table to first level view. Now I want to consume the first level view in my second level view. So now, do you see what is happening here? It's only bringing 40 records, right? So it is not bringing the 41st record that RAM at uh, Mentas is not there, right? And that is because of the persistence of the first view. So in the first view, we have said, okay, so you run a persistence and you have the data locally stored. So the thing you have to do is in the persistence, you have to schedule it. In creating the schedules. So any questions so far on this?
So Ram, can you go back to that view again? The view designer where you were showing the business partner view and the new view, yeah. And can you just go to the business partner view now? The first, yeah, the source, yeah. How many? I want to see how many records it will show here. Okay.
Okay. So now, so this simple schedule, I am going to skip because I assume it is easily understandable for all of you. You can read it, but if you have any specific questions, yeah, come back and ask tomorrow and I'll cover it. But the most interesting thing here is the cron expression, right? So if you're from a Unix or Linux background, or you have worked with any scheduling tools, then you might have already come across this cron expression. If you have worked in Jenkins or Autosys or something, you might have come across this cron scripts. So what is this cron and how do you remember it? Some people, easily get confused with it, but it's a very powerful tool. Just using this five blocks of information, you can create very good, very detailed and very precise schedules, right? So I would like to take the next few minutes in explaining this cron expression to you, and let's see what that means basically, right? So how many of Marvel fans here? Do you know Ant-Man? Wasp and Ant-Man? Okay, so this is a mnemonic which you can remember, but in here you don't have to remember it because in the screen itself it shows which is minute, hour, and etc. But in general, when you are working with Linux or Unix, it will not show anything. You have to remember it. So for that, this is a popular mnemonic that you can remember. Minute hero does mighty work, which means the first is minute, second is hour, third is day of month, fourth is month, fifth is the day of week. So what that means, a cron expression will have five entities. In some cron expression, there will be a sixth entity for year, but in general, it will have 5 expressions. The first one is the minute. There you can give values like 0 to 59. Okay? So that means, so if I go here, if I give 0, you see in the schedules, the minute is 0. So if I want to run it every hour, like in the 5th minute, so if I give in the 10th minute, so it's running in the 10 minutes. So I'm controlling the minutes from there. The second one is for the hours. So if I give 1 here, so I can give from 0 to 23, right? So if I give 1, so you see in the schedule, it's controlling, it's becoming 1, right? So every day at 1:10, it is going to run. But how am I controlling every day or every month or every week? That is using this special characters. We'll see it in a bit. What are the special characters? So whenever I click a field, it says what are all accepted. So it is saying 0 to 59 is accepted, star and slash are accepted. So we'll see what are the meaning of those things. But for now, let's talk about the literal values, right? So minute, yeah, you can enter from 0 to 59. Hour, you can enter from 0 to 23. It's in 24 hours format, right? So if 2 p.m., you have to enter 14, like that, right? And then day of the month, you have to enter from 1 to 31, right? And month name, you can enter either 1 to 12 or the names like this. But I am not sure here it supports the month name, because here they are clearly saying that 1 to 12 or star, comma, hyphen or slash. So if I try something like Jan or Jule, it will basically give me an error, right? So it will only allow the values which it is showing here. So if I put month as Jan, what is going to happen is it will only run in the month of Jan. It will not run every month. So if I put month of March, it will only run in March, like that. Right? So again, going to the last one, which is the day of week. So it starts from 0 to 7, where 0 or 7 both means Sunday. Anything else like 1 or 2 or anything else will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like that. So if I here, if I put 1, so it means it is going to run every Sunday. So if you see here, previously when it was star, it means like a wild card every day. So it was running March 1, March 2, March 3, March 4, like that. But now if I put 1 here, that means I am specifying a day of the week where it should run. I am saying only on Mondays. So if I see all these dates will be, let me change the month back to start. So it is going to start in November, right? So November 18th is a Monday, right? And then November 25th and December 2nd. So you see that it's going to run on Mondays. So if I put 0, it will all be Sunday. So tomorrow is a Sunday, 24th, like that. Even if I put a 7, okay, here they have clearly mentioned 0 to 6. So I'll correct my documentation as well. So here it starts from 0 and till 6 it goes. So Sunday to Saturday, right? So now we have understood the direct values, because minutes, hours, everything is intuitive. Hours, you might think it's 24-hour format. Day of month, and day of week, everything is understood. Now we'll talk about the special characters which we are putting there, the asterisks, the slash and everything. So coming to asterisks, it means all possible values are a wild card, right? So if I put asterisks in the hour, it means run every hour. If I put asterisks in the minute, run every minute, right? So here they allow you to run only once in every 10 minutes. So any value less than 10, it will not take. So if I said run every minute, it will not take, because it says, you have to set the frequency to more than or equal to 10 minutes. So the least or the fastest you can run is every 10 minutes. You cannot go lower than that. So they have actually made a mistake here, because they say you can enter an asterisk, but then they don't allow you. But the thing is, we'll learn about why the asterisk with slash is required later. But for now, yeah, in minute you can go as low as only 10 minutes. Now in hour, instead of saying 1, I can also say a list of values. I can say, okay, at 1 o'clock you run, and then at 2 o'clock also you run. So every day you have to have 2 runs. So you see in the updated preview, so previously I had only 1, right? So every day, not every day, I have put on every Sunday, right? So every Sunday it was running at 110 only. Now if I put comma and 2, it's going to run on 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. So if I want multiple values like that, I can give 1 comma 2 comma like that, right? So or if I want it to run between a set of days, only on working days, between Monday to Friday, I can just give 1 to 5. That hyphen will declare a range of values, comma will define a set of values, like discrete values. This is a continuous range of values. So I am saying, okay, you run every day, you run at 1 o'clock and 1:10 and 2:10, between the working days only. So it is running like that. Now you understand what is comma, you understand what is hyphen. Now if I want to run it on every possible combination, so in day, what are all the possible combinations? 0 to 6. So either I can say 0 to 6, or the shorthand to do that is I can say asterisk. So I mean run on every possible value. So in hour, if I put asterisk, it will run every hour. So if you see here, November 16th itself, today itself, it's going to run every hour. So that is the asterisk. So now what is slash, right? Slash is defining the step value. So um, every hour I have put, and if I just want every 2 hours, right? So I want it to increment by steps of, so it should run at 17, and then it should not run at 18. It should run at 19 maybe, right? So I can put slash and 2, right? So it will be 18, 20, 22 like that. So it's like a step. So asterisk with slash followed by a number is like the step. So if I want every 3 hours, so I will put something like this and it will run every 3 hours. If I want only in every alternate days, so I can just say slash, and what should I put here? So if I put 2 here, then it's every alternate days. So that are the special meaning of the symbols. So asterisk means all possible values, comma means a list of values, hyphen means a range of values, and then slash, asterisk slash with a number means a step of values. So that is basically the Khan way of scheduling these things. Do you understand any specific questions you have? One thing I have to mention, all the schedules, either you do it in Khan or simple anything, it will be scheduled in the UTC time. So I am, in India. So here we are in UTC plus 5:30. So it is not in my local time. The schedule will be in UTC time. But if I want to verify, how it is going to run in local time, I can say here, show runs in local time. So I'll understand, okay, so it is going to run at 6:40, which is like tomorrow early morning. Then I can, just for my understanding, I can see this. But always in the back end, when it is scheduling, it is going to schedule only in UTC. And then it will also show the current time in UTC also. So that also you can see here in the top. Yeah. So any questions on this?
So Ram, when it will show the log of the run, it will show you in local timestamp or UTC timestamp?
Good question. Let's see the previous log. I think we already saw it. So see here, it is in my local timestamp.
Then what's the significance of UTC? Is it like,
no, in the background, when it is scheduling it, it is actually scheduling it in UTC. I don't know why they want to show that information, but yeah, they show it. Anyways. But yeah, that's why, like in the preview, usually you would like to see it in your local time. That's why you can put local time. And you can see when it's going to run in the local time. Okay. So now if you don't have any questions, now I will ask you questions in this So now we'll put some expression here. I think you you already understood. So I'll click this random. It will generate a expression. Then you have to tell me when all it is going to run. Okay. So for example, it is 5 4 asterisk asterisk asterisk. So when all it will run?
Every
So
day,
talk-
every month, every week, and then fourth hour,
So if
and
this
on the
fourth hour
fifth
and
minute.
fifth minute, right?
Yeah.
So now I hide it like this, and then I click random. So anyone else?
Every day on August, uh,
Mhm.
all days of the month and all weeks, but at 12:05, I think.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, you shouldn't answer no. Someone else?
Same, I think every day, every month, on first at 2 p.m., 2 hours 15 minutes.
Yes. On first of every month, irrespective of the day of the week, it will run at 2:15. So now my question or challenge to you is, I want the same thing, right? It should run once every month, but it should run on the first working day, right? Can you tell me the query for that or the expression for that?
Okay, so month will be star, day will be first. Okay, and every month, right? Oh, sorry, day star. I mean, the last one will be the every week, right? First week. So first will come, first one. Month will be star, day will be always first, and remaining hours and months, minutes, it will be whatever time you want.
Okay. My question is, it should run on the first working day of every month. So what should I change here? This
Yeah,
asterisk to one.
Star one.
Okay.
One. Yeah.
So one is just Monday, right? I want it to be any working day. So it can be Monday, it can be Friday. From Monday to Friday, it can be anything. Right? So it should not be Saturday or Sunday. That's all.
1-5.
No,
Yes.
not there. Not okay.
Yes, that's true. But now, is it
Yes.
right?
So it's a week,
Usually-
right? I think 1 to 5 means first to week 5, right?
No. It is the day of the week. So if you see
Day of
here,
the week.
Then
so if
No, it is
if I
wrong.
put
Actually,
one,
it will not.
yeah, that is wrong. We'll correct that. But I am just saying the understanding. So here, if I put one, it means it's going to run every Monday. So if you see here, that's where I showed the calendar. So 18th is a Monday. The next run, see 25th. That is also a Monday. 2 is December. That is also Monday. So if I put 1 to 5, it is running only on the working days 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And then it will not run on 23, 24. It will again run on 25. Right? So this 1 to 5 will make sure that it runs only between Monday to Friday. That's right. But now I want you to give the remaining expression, the first working day of every month. Okay, then take this as an assignment and do your search. Don't do ChatGPT. It will easily answer this. You do your search and then try to understand the common expression and try to write it, because these are some interesting business problems, because business can sometimes ask things like this, which is very simple for them. They'll say run on first working day of every month, or run on last working day of every month. Things like that is very easy for them because that's something that happens in business. Here, if you understand to that level, then you can easily write it. Anyone wants to try now? Anyone solved it already? ChatGPT or on your own? Okay, then take this as one of the assignments. And the other thing I want you to do is, so you already understood what is a table and what is a view. So in this, we have a lot of CSV files. So you use the CSV files to create a table, or see the CSV file structure and you create the table yourself and load the data. And also you can go wild and take any data from any file and you can create a table. And once you created a table, you also try creating a view and then try persisting a view. And in the view persistence only, this schedule is coming, right? So you can also try to create a const schedule, let it run, and then see, what is happening. But I would say don't create, too many schedules. It's hard for cleanup for us, right? So it's hard to, it will be keep on running. And when we are training, it will also slow down the system as well. So I would say come to the screen, put your expression and see the preview. That's all. You don't have to actually create. Okay. And yeah, try to solve this. So if I want to run on first working day or last working day of a month, how should I do it? Okay. Yeah, that was all the content I planned for today. So we can have an open discussion now on any Q&A.
Maybe if you can do a recap from the beginning, what you covered this first 1 hour. Just a recap.
Okay. Sure.
Can you schedule for once and let us check whether we'll get that 41 records in total?
Okay. Yeah, sure. So 22:52. Okay. I want to run it at 53. So see, it will be scheduled. So if you click the schedule, you will see what is the schedule, and you can also go in and you can see the actual run when it is happening. So I could also, just click the start data persistence again. That will also do it, but yeah, the schedule will also do it. Okay, so meanwhile it is running. Let's do a quick recap of what we did, what we saw today. So we started with understanding, what are views and what are tables, right? So these are like foundational classes. So that's why it's a bit slow. We will cover everything. Don't worry that we are being slow or something.
And the notes will be publishing in the portal, right?
Yeah, correct.
Thank you.
Okay, so we started with what are tables and what are views. We discussed the benefits and we saw what is a materialized view and why we require it basically for performance, and what is the drawback. It will not have real data, and that's exactly what we are trying to solve now by scheduling the job, right? So we first saw the theory of all these things, right? What is a table, what is a view, and how do you materialize a view. And then we went in practically into DataSphere. We created the tables. We saw what are the various ways to create the table. You can start with the empty table. You can define all the columns yourself, and then you can load the data. That's one way. The other way is you can import a file, and the system will deduce the table structure, and it will automatically load the data. That's another way. Third way is you can export a table as a CSN file and import it also as a CSN file. Only thing noted is when you export as CSN file, it will only export the structure of the table. The actual data is not exported. Same way, when you import a CSN file, it only creates the physical structure of the table. It will not even deploy it. So you have to manually deploy it, and you have to export the data as CSV file and import the data as CSV file. So CSN will only capture the structure. So those are the things we saw about table. And then we saw views. So we saw that in Datasphere, there are two ways to create views. So one is graphically, the other is SQL. SQL, we have not started yet. So we have created a very simple graphical view, one-to-one mapping. So we just dragged a table, we created a view, and we saw there are various options like to apply filters and create calculated columns, joins, etc., which we'll be seeing tomorrow. But for now, we just created a very simple view. And in the view, we saw various settings, right? So one of the settings is to persist the data. And we saw that after persisting, if we change the table data, like the table is having new records or existing records are changing, etc., the view will not know that because the view is persisted some time ago. To solve this, we can keep it scheduled. So for the scheduling, we saw what is, a simple way and what is the cron tab way. So we saw about the cron expressions. And also we talked about the various semantic types. So far we have only used relational data set. So we'll be seeing all these other types in detail in the future. And we saw the difference between saving an object and deploying an object. So today was the content we did in the system is very less. We only created table, simple view, and then we persisted the view. But this lays the foundation, very strong fundamentals for your Datasphere. So I would say go and take a look at the notes, recap, and try to do all these things. Try to create as many table as possible. Try to create a complex table. Try to read about the data types and play around with the different data types, etc., and try to create views. So from tomorrow's session, we'll be taking a deeper look into the graphical view itself. There are so many options in the graphical view, and we'll also see what is entity relationship diagram. So today, when I imported business partner, you saw that it automatically brought in sales orders, etc. So how does that happen? And how do you define relationship between multiple tables in the system? That we do through something called as entity relationship. So we'll see a little more about graphical views, and then we'll see entity relationship. And if we still have time, we'll see a little intro into SQL, right? And we'll also create some SQL views. So I will not take a long time diving into SQL, right? Because of two reasons. One is this is not SQL code. Second thing is nowadays it's not necessary for you to learn SQL in detail. You just have to figure out whether if a statement is right or not. That level of SQL is enough. Other things we'll see how we can use the ChatGPT or something to generate SQL and use it in our views. So these are the content for tomorrow. Okay, let's see if the view got updated. So anyone else, do you want to add something?
Not specifically, but one request from my end, like,
Mhm.
like maybe we can, of course, we are covering topic by topic. I understand that, but maybe we can take some use case like, okay, this is the scenario we are covering with this concept. Maybe in that approach, if we go, maybe we understand better. I feel it's nothing like mandatory, but I feel.
So we'll come to that point. But before that, we have to understand this foundational pieces, and then we'll go like in a flow.
Yeah. Okay.
So for the next at least 3 or 4 sessions, it will be like that. We will learn piece by piece because there are so many pieces in Datasphere. So we'll learn all the pieces, and then we'll have we'll put all of them together in a flow.
Okay.
Okay, so that's it for today's session. So thank you everyone, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.